You've got to be smarter than this. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka being suspended for the entire upcoming 2022 to 2023 NBA basketball season for conduct detrimental to the team. Now, the owner, Wick Grusbeck, and Chief of Operations, Brad Stevens, gave a press conference on it, and I'll link to that in the description if you want to see it for yourself. But they weren't really specific in that conference. They're talking about, oh, well, he violated team policy and he did some things that were against our beliefs as Boston Celtics, but they didn't say what he did specifically or who he did it with or to. I'll talk about what that means in a little bit. But they were very vague. They were kind of tight-lipped on the whole situation. But all they say is that he got suspended for the entire upcoming season. And that's pretty interesting because normally when a coach gets in trouble or they don't perform very well, they just get fired. Okay? It doesn't take much to fire an NBA basketball coach. You have 10 bad games in a row out of an 82-game season, and you're getting fired. If one of the guys on the team doesn't like you, you might get fired. You can get fired for pretty much anything in the NBA as a coach, assistant coach, or whatever it is. So for him to get suspended and not fired is really interesting. Now, ESPN reported on the story before it came out from the Celtics themselves, and they said that he had an improper but consensual relationship with a female staffer of the Celtics. So then that led to rampant runaway speculation. Oh, I wonder who it is. Let's go to the website. Let's see who the staffers are in the Celtics. Okay, it's one woman. It must be her. But now we're getting more details as days go by, where it could have been her, it could have been somebody else, it could have been an executive's wife, it could have been the owner's wife, who knows? All we have right now is speculation, but what we do know is that the initial story that came out, it appears to be much deeper, and the Celtics themselves aren't really saying what's going on. Because think about it like this. If having an improper but consensual relationship with somebody on the staff was a team policy violation, then why is only Ime Udoka being named and not the other person? Because they're both employees because they said it was a staffer. So if it's a female staffer and you're part of the staff as well as a head coach, you're an employee the same as a staffer, then it should be the same thing, both of y'all. So why is it not that? It appears like there was more going on. Rumors are floating around talking about, well, he was saying some things that were unwanted to some or at least one of the women, maybe more women. So now we're starting to kind of see a snowball going downhill. That's what it looks like. But again, it could be something else because he was not fired, only suspended. Maybe he would get fired if more comes out. If other women come out, maybe that'll happen. But as of right now, he's only been suspended. All right. Now, there's a lot to the story, but first I got to address the elephant in the room for me, and that's the whole thing of Nia Long. You see, Ime Udoka's girlfriend, not wife, and I'm saying that correctly, his girlfriend of the past 12 years, who he has a child with, Nia Long, is there in the picture. They're still together, I suppose. And people were saying that he was wrong to cheat on her. How could he do that? And they're showing pictures of her from 1994, 1995. It's like, okay, you know, she was like 25 years old, 1995, but now 51 years old. That's probably improper to put up old pictures. Like, how could you cheat on her? She's beautiful. I'm not saying she's not beautiful, but come on. Okay, if it's about cheating and the morality, let's let it be about that. But don't bring up images from 1994. Okay, 30 years ago, I mean, stop playing games, but I digress. The whole point is that people decided to focus on that aspect of it, just the famous Hollywood actress Nia Long from Friday, and she was in Fresh Prince and some of these early 2000s, late 90s movies. They're looking at that and not looking at what Ime Udoka did or what he has been accused of doing by some media outlets, not even by the Celtics themselves. But let's just say the news outlets are right, because at this point, we have speculation. I'm not going to say who the women are that are allegedly the women that he was, quote unquote, seeing. I can't talk about that because it may not have been consensual. It could have been unwarranted. I don't know. All that I do know is that the accusation that I hear, not only from the media, but from NBA basketball sources like Matt Barnes and et cetera, there's women involved. His biggest mistake was not the cheating on his wife because she was, super hot in 1995. It's not any of that. Not even his wife, his girlfriend, because they're not married. They've been engaged for like 10 years. But anyway, it's not even about that. It's about, hey, sir, what are you doing? You're playing, okay, you're not playing anymore. You were an NBA basketball player for about 8, 9, 10 years. Now you're the head coach of the Celtics and you want to sleep with some of your staffers. You can't go outside of your team to have an intimate relationship. You're just being sloppy at that point. You're being sloppy. And the thing is, even if it was consensual, even if it was a thing that they agreed upon and it was all good, you are asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble because now if that comes out, oh, is that how we operate? And what makes it worse is that I don't believe they're single women. He technically is single. He has a girlfriend, but they're not married. Now, the women allegedly were married, and I think that at least one of the women was rumored to be an executive's wife of the Boston Celtics. So you're going to have so you're going to sleep with the wife of one of your bosses? Are you dumb? If that happened allegedly, that's kind of why this may be going on because of how he was going about it, who he was going about it with, just real dumb, just real sloppy. It's like, okay, Ime Udoka, you're 6'5", former NBA basketball player. You got all the money in the world. You're a handsome guy. You should be able to have some kind of relationship or relations with a person that's not right in your immediate circle that works for the Boston Celtics or is one of your executives' wives. Go somewhere else. I mean, take a vacation. Go to Miami. Go to New York. Don't be right there in the Boston Celtics arena having these entanglements because you might get away with it. But then what happens when somebody's going through a divorce and they hire a private investigator? Because they said from the Celtics that this was a result of a months-long investigation. Now, who sparked that investigation? Was it the Celtics? And if so, why? Was it a third party? If so, why? Could have been somebody's husband going through a divorce with one of his, not one of his wives, with his wife. And then they follow her to a hotel room. Here comes Ime Udoka, 6'5", but can't hide. Oh, it's him? Now you got a problem. Now you got a big problem because that executive or a stockholder or a partial owner, minority owner, big 10%, 15% owner of the team, they're like, oh, really? So your head coach is messing with my wife? Is that how we're going to go about it? Now, can you fire him for that? I'm not really sure you can, but you can say that he violated team policy and our principles and our morals, so we're going to suspend him. I'm just saying that could be what's going on. All avenues kind of lead to that. From the people that have spoken out that are kind of insiders, they say that there were women involved. ESPN had an insider to say that women were involved. The Celtics aren't really saying what's going on. So it's probably women involved. That's probably what's going on. And Ime Udoka has got to be the biggest moron in the world to do that. Now, as far as Nia Long, I mean, it's whatever. That's just his girlfriend. I mean, that's between them. Okay. I don't think it should be anything like what Jamal Bowman did. Jamal Bowman was a nut. Now, Jamal Bowman, I think he is a congressman right now in New York City, if I'm not mistaken. And he was just a mess. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Oh, here it is. This right here was crazy, talking about sending nothing but love to Nia Long. We're not letting a man who didn't recognize luxury her presence was dim all her beauty and glory. Matter of fact, we need a Nia Long national holiday. It's like, sir, we don't got to do all that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whatever they got going on in their relationship, not even marriage, is between the two of them. We don't got to do all that. The biggest takeaway here is that Ime Udoka is a moron. If he is dealing with women right in the Boston Celtics franchise, I mean, you got to understand that could be a problem. Maybe it's consensual. Maybe ain't nothing wrong with it, but you are doing too much right where you at. They know who you with. Know you got a girlfriend. They think she's your wife. You got kids already. This is somebody else's wife, maybe one of the high-ranking guys, an executive, a shareholder. You're just not thinking clearly. You need to not do that. Leave those women alone that are spoken for, part of your staff. Leave them alone and go over there. If you're gonna be just a man about town, go somewhere else. Don't do this, because now your whole career's on the line. Your whole career, not just with the Celtics, but with the entire NBA. Because now it's like, do I hire this guy to be part of my coaching staff? Is he gonna try to take my wife? Is you see what I'm saying? So now your whole reputation, your career, all of that is pretty much done. All because of what? You just wanted to be kind of lazy and thinking you were a normal guy. You're not a normal guy anymore. You got to behave as such. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Ime Udoka allegedly having affairs with members of the Boston Celtics? Maybe some of the executives' wives or somebody's wife. Improper, okay, but consensual. Improper can mean married or something like that. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Could he have prevented it? Could he have done something that would have prevented this from happening? Whatever your thoughts on that, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. What he should have done was not have any kind of relations with anybody right in that circle of the Boston Celtics, because it could come back on them. It could come back on them, especially if they're married. You asking for problems. You might get away with it for a while, and everything might be all right. But then here comes 10 years later, now you jammed up. And your career, you worked your entire life to be an NBA basketball player. Then you became a head coach of the Celtics, and it's pretty much all done. For what? And once you look back on it, you got to ask yourself, was it worth it? I don't think it was. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.